Hey, I won't waste your time. Hey, us is where we shine. Teaching Tuesday, it's more than just another day. Teaching Tuesday, find your answers in this place. Teaching Tuesday, Teaching Tuesday. Hello, hello, hello. I'm experimenting today. So I am absolutely live in a dirty sweatshirt. Go figure. I'm absolutely live in a dirty sweatshirt. And actually, it's not dirty. It's got, I guess, like powder and stuff on it or whatever. Anywho, to talk to you about your hidden money moves. And so I'm super excited to be here. I'm experimenting because I'm doing this on my phone. So those of you who are tapped in, Facebook, my professional page, Facebook, my COE page, and especially if you're over on YouTube, you know what? I actually need to do something really quickly. Let's see if this works. Give me 1 second. Let's see if this works. I see what it did. It kicked me completely out. So there's that. Okay, so I'm back. Easy breezy. I was trying to see, again, this is an experiment, right? And sometimes it's good to experiment. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Sometimes it's good to experiment to see, okay, what does what to whom and why? Why do certain things work better? But today I'm doing this from my phone. And so if you're tuned in and tapped in, let me know, what does it look like? How does it look? And would you prefer this to me doing it full on the, as I call it, the hachi-tachi or whatever? Anyway, I'm going to get into this because I don't have a lot of time, but I got a lot to say, at least in my estimation. So nevertheless, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stephanie D McKenzie. I am a lot of things, but what I mostly am is a very weird fractional. And anybody knows anything about the term fractional, it means it's a fancy word for really like part-time. I'm just going to be honest with you. And the beauty of it is that I get to work with organizations and bring my brand and marketing and operational and even entrepreneurial expertise to their organizations for a fraction of what they would have to pay a full-time person, which oftentimes allows them to get the support that they need. And so I have about 13 different titles in about 13 different organizations. Shout out to our clients. You know who you are. Those of you, if you have emailed me today and you are a client, I will get back to you as soon as the day allows. I woke up this morning with another little corneal situation, which really annoyed me. And so I had to take the time to like let it rest and put a compress on and all this other blah. And so it slowed me down a little bit. So hence I'm here. All right. I'm talking to you guys. I have on what I call my sleep glasses. These are my basic glasses. I feel like I've like gotten in a DeLorean and gone back to the future to 1980 something. And let's get into this because as the holidays are coming up, actually, let's keep it a buck. It's not even about the holidays. We just came through a government shutdown again. But what I want to impress upon you, especially if you are a business owner, is that it is high time for you to do the things that you said you were going to do way back when. And I myself am guilty of it. I'm guilty of not putting systems into place that allow me to consistently generate revenue apart from services. Now, I do have some of them in place, right? So I do get recurring payments from platforms such as Udemy, my collaboration with Transformation Academy. Shout out to Natalie Ray and Joelle. And so all of that goodness, right? But there's so much more I can do. And so I thought about it. I was like, well, Stephanie, if there's so much more that you can do, why don't you just tell everybody? Why don't you just help everybody, right? So listen, I'm going to go ahead and put comments on the stage. So if you have a comment and you're checked in, great. If you're tapped in, great. For those of you who signed up via Luma, don't forget to get your freebie. It should have come when you signed up for today's live stream. And that's how we're going to start doing things. That's a system that we need to have in place because, you know, for a lot of you, you're going live on these platforms, but you have no real way to connect with the people that you're connected to. What does that mean? Well, you know, there's always been these instances where Facebook will go down or Insta will go down or whatever. And then people are scrambling because this is how they make their money. And I'm like, if this is how you make your money, then we need to talk about how you make your money because social media, and I heard it said best by Natalie Nicole, check her out on YouTube, over 50,000 subscribers, which is no easy feat, especially on YouTube because yeah. So anyway, she said it best last week. Social media is top of funnel. And so I know that a lot of people are relying on social media to be the place where they come to make the sales and all the things and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yeah. And then it goes down. And then what do you have? A lot of people don't have anything. You don't have an email list. You don't have ways to contact your clients. You don't have a way to contact those who said they were interested because you're literally putting all of your eggs in one meta basket. And I'm like, that's never going to work out for you. Again, I'm experimenting, y'all. There. So I like that view better. So that being said, or do I? Let's see. Hold on, y'all. We'll rock with it. So that being said, that's why I wanted to do this today because, you know, a lot of times we look up and the season is over. We look up and the year is over, right? It's November. Did I mention that? It's November. Did I mention that it's November? It's November, and very soon people will be, you know, putting out the information. Oh, new me, new this, new that. Yeah, whatever. You're doing the same old stuff that you've been doing for the last 5 years. And I know quite a few businesses that changed substantially after the world opened up. They were pandemic plentiful, as I like to call it, or they were pandemic successes. And I'm like, but now you're not having that same success. And for a lot of people, it's been very, 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 very tough. I myself went through a crazy slowdown of my business in the third quarter of 2022. Some of you have heard me talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it again, except to say, yeah, guys, these things are real. These things absolutely happen. And so by all means, I'll put a comment in here. If you want to know anything about, if you want to know more about what we can do and the weird work we do for you, comment weird anytime during this live, and we'll make sure that we get information to you. All right. I'm ready to get into this. I've been talking already too long. All right. So we're going to talk about the hidden money moves. All right. And as if you didn't know, Teaching Tuesday has evolved into what I like to call How to Tuesday. So today we're going to talk about how to find money in your business. How to find hidden money in your business. And it almost sounds easy, but I know that it's not. So if there's anything you want to talk about that I'm talking about, then make sure that you comment weird and I'll make sure to circle back. All right. So let's get into this because I say a lot of things online that sound like shots fired, sound like pew pew. It's really not. I just watch people move around the interwebs and I'm like, is that really working for you? And some people are going to say, yeah, Stephanie, I have crappy graphics and people still message me. Stephanie, I don't, I didn't invest in marketing and people still, do business with me. And I'm like, that's great. Now, let's think about how many more people would do business with you if you didn't have crappy graphics, if you had sat down with a marketing person, if you actually had a strategy, if you were developing evergreen programming. As I always say, it's cute to say, hey, I'm doing 1.2 million until you realize that you should be doing 8.7. It's great to have one location that's doing well until you realize when you sit down with somebody who actually does this and know what they're talking about, when you could actually have 4 different locations all throughout whatever city you're in. Oh, and P.S., somebody else would fund them. That's the beauty of working with people that have a knowledge base that extends your own. Now, if you're cool with your Canva colored dreams, and if you hear ringing, of course, that's Dane in the background, finding his joy with my cold compress that was on my eyeball. Hashtag Dog Mom Life. Dane, come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come see the people. Some of y'all know, right? And he started doing Zoomies today, and he hadn't done Zoomies in a while. So I was just like, okay, son, Zoomies it is. So you can say all of these things. Oh, Stephanie, I've been DIYing it for 10 years. Yeah, and that's why you're only at 6 figures. Or high five. Stephanie, are you telling me that if I sit down and talk to you, I can generate more money? Yeah. Hey, boo. Are you telling me that if I sit down and talk to you, I can make? I literally watch businesses that I could turn into at least $250,000 within 6 months. I literally do that. So ultimately, what I feel like before we get into the hidden sources, oftentimes the money isn't hiding from you. You're hiding from the money. And one of the places that you're hiding from it is in your poor pricing strategy. Well, what do you mean, Stephanie? I'm pricing and I'm doing all the things, but are you pricing based on the value of what you offer? Some of you offer some amazing transformations, but you price them based upon weirdness. Oh, are you coming to see me? Oh, whoa. Dane wants to say hello, y'all. Say hey, baby. Say hi. Hello. Oh, say hi to the people. Say hi. Hi, I'm Dane, and I get bigger every day, and I eat more food. And I'm going to eat my mom out of house and home because that's my joy. Yeah, she can't keep enough snacks in this bad boy. I'm coming for him. I want it all. All right, you can get down. Bye. No, not going down. You got this. Jump. You jump from higher. He's so funny. Let me encourage him. Oh, there you go. All right. So anyway, it's actually Danny Pooh. I know, right? Everybody loves Danny Pooh. Y'all love Danny Pooh more. I should just put him up here and just talk behind him. I think y'all would love that because his posts get way more traction than mine do. I'm just like, wow, thank y'all for loving me so much. But let's talk about your pricing strategy, right? Because I was having a conversation with my mom yesterday, and I said, we were talking about money and how people, spend, don't spend, etc. money. And one of the things I was telling her is that a lot of times when it comes to money, a lot of our sense of self-worth comes from money. And I've openly shared that I went through a season of my life where money was my stronghold, and it defined my sense of worth, my sense of value. And so I find a lot of times that when people aren't pricing appropriately, it has little to do with strategy and more to do with their own sense of self, their own sense of worth. Dane, stop. There you go. Your own sense of self, your own sense of worth. And to a certain degree, you're pricing at a certain level because, got to put that up there, y'all. You're pricing at a certain level because you don't want to be rejected. You're afraid to throw that comma in there. You're afraid to throw that extra number before the period in there, because in your head, you're like, who's going to do this? Who's going to buy this from me at this level? And a lot of times that doesn't have boo to do with logistics, supply chain management, none of it. It has everything to do with your own sense of self. And so I have found that many people price themselves low so that they won't get rejected. Right? I'm sure you've seen it too with some of your clients and soon to be future clients as you become the beauty business coach that we've all dreamed of. That's me winking. So, you know, because it's easy to take the W, right? It's easy to take the W when, oh, okay, well, you priced it at $5 and 10 people bought it. Oh, okay, winning. I'm not being rejected, but you are actively engaged in self-abandonment because it actually costs you $4.44 to make. Your profit margin is this much because once you ship it, it's gone. And a lot of times that's what's happening. That is what's happening. People not taking into account everything that's going on. But by that same token, if you don't have the visuals that support the value proposition, well, you can forget that as well. If I see one more homemade graphic, and when I say homemade, I'm not saying that you made it yourself. I'm not saying self-made. I'm saying homemade. Things that look like Publisher from the 90s, spacing issues, color. Like I can automatically tell your stuff is homemade when I look at the colors that you use, because if you're a graphic designer, and any graphic designers who are here and those of you who do your own graphics, you can tell. I can automatically tell you, oh, now we're barking. What are you barking at, son? Hashtag dog mom life. Anyway, you can tell, like I know implicitly that I have to put white on top of orange. Color wheel, color theory. I'm not that great at color theory. I know how to mix colors, but certain colors don't go. So when I'm looking at somebody's stuff and I can't read it, right? And I know, Lynette, I know when you're doing graphics and whatnot, like I know that you'll see like, oh, you know what? If I put this color on this color, that doesn't look good. And so by now you've developed a rhythm of, you know what, when I use this color, I got to use this color. When I use this color, I got to use this color. Or if I'm going to use gold, then I need to use this. There's a level of juxtaposition that is necessary. When I look at people's stuff, and first of all, let me let y'all in on a secret. If there is a watermark on the image that you're using and it's not yours, I'm automatically turned off, because to me that says that you're stealing graphics. Between Pexels, stockphotography.com, iPhoto, Mocha Stock, shout out to Sequoia Houston, who is the founder of that. Listen, but you do a great job. That's what I'm saying. I know that you have, I can tell by the way you put your stuff together that you have learned over time. What else? There's so many, like Free Icons, Free Pick. There's so many websites where you can actually, and a lot of times like Canva and some of the other platforms you use, they have literally wrapped in stock photography from Unsplash, et cetera, et cetera. There is no excuse for why you're using a watermarked image on anything. Well, Stephanie, you're just being uppity. I'm not being uppity. I'm telling you that your consumers are used to a certain level of things. When your stuff doesn't meet that level in their eyesight, in their vision, they will never understand why they don't want to do business with you, but they're just not. They're disconnected. Because your visuals don't communicate your value. You got a lot of people running around here talking about their luxury and gourmet and all this other stuff. And it's like your stuff is raggedy. If you're calling it a like I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you're offering a luxury experience, make sure you've had one. Make sure you've had one. And that could mean everything, although I will say this, Porsche definitely outdoes Range Rover when it comes to like the luxury experience. But go to like a McLaren dealership. Go to a Benz dealership, go to a Porsche dealership and see how they do luxury. Go have a luxury spa experience. If you're in East Texas, go to the Vault. I'm sure she can make it happen. Listen, over there talking about, oh, well, let me use this font and some fake LV pattern on your graphic. First of all, that's trademark infringement. And I will say this, if you infringe on a trademark for any of your designs for your business, I'm automatically turned off. I'm automatically turned off. If you're using fonts that look like other people's fonts, I'm turned off. Walt Disney font, Coca-Cola font, Louis Vuitton font, any font that looks like an established brand's font, I'm turned off. And see, you might say, well, Stephanie, this is what you do. And so you know that. I'm like, people know the Walt Disney font, and it is actually available as a font. And so I know when people used to use the Coca-Cola font, I'd be like, why? You're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice. And so ultimately your visuals and your value need to communicate correctly so that when you come out of your face and you say, this is a $1,900, this is a $2,500, this, I cost this much, people aren't flinching. It's been a long time since somebody flinched at my pricing. And even when they did flinch, they flinched because I shouldn't have been serving them. And that was on me. I spent a lot of time in front of the wrong people because my codependency and my people-pleasing ways put me in front of those people. But that's not what y'all came here to talk about. You came here to talk about how to find hidden money. So between the poor pricing, between the graphics that look like, publisher, and I don't know if I want to say homemade, if I want to say unprofessional, but that's kind of weird because you don't need to be a graphic designer to create professional graphics. Give me a word, y'all. What do we want to say? What do we want to say when it comes to the graphics? Poor positioning. And then also turbulent messaging. I highly believe that if some of you would just take the time to tweak your messaging because you've taken the time to really take a deeper look at your audience's psychographics and demographics, you would see a complete uptick in your business. In fact, I will tell you that I spent the last week and a little bit of time over the weekend going back and forth with a client on their positioning statement. And once we got it, in the days that we got it, right, they started to see an uptick of people wanting to be a part of what they're doing. That's major. And all I did was take the time to look at what they were doing, right, and whom they were doing it for. And then I decided to pull out a message that needed to be said. And in pulling out that message, I've now repositioned them in the marketplace. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, you don't want to hear anything about the pricing, the positioning, the audiences, the target audiences. You don't want to hear about none of that. You want to know, Stephanie, where is the money hiding? Give it to me. Show me the money. Hey. You're on your Jerry Maguire right now. Well, here's a few places, and this is not even remotely all of them, okay? Like, if you go over to the Steph store right now, the stephstore.com, there are some freebies that you can get your hands on, like they learn, you earn, 100 outcomes the clients are seeking, and there's another one that's there. And even as I get into this, right, I'm going to be launching some really cool things. There's a Foundations of Foundership certificate available if you go to the coe.me. Like, there's so much stuff because I want you to be equipped. We're not going into the next season like we've been in these previous seasons. If you agree with me, just put yep in the comments. And those of you who are catching this on the replay, this is for you too. All right, great. But let's say you have all of that I just talked about covered. And you're like, where is the money hiding? Well, I'm going to give you 3 places right now, and then I'm going to get out of here. All right, 3 places. First place, products and productization. Products and productization. Well, what's the difference? Well, when I talk about productization, I'm talking about turning your services into a product. Much like what I did with the coaching deck that I can't seem to find anywhere in this house. But somebody did order the other day, which makes me really happy. Again, passive revenue. I didn't go out and do that. What is on my, still more powder on my shirt. Y'all don't judge me. But I productize the experience of being coached by me. What does that do? Well, one, I can't coach everybody that wants to be coached by me. And those of you, do you still have your deck, Lynette? Those of you that have the deck, you can whip that out anytime you want to. You can whip it out to coach yourself. You can whip it out to coach your children. You can whip it out to coach your friends. If you're a coach and you're like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do this, you can buy it and you don't have to go through any of my certifications or any of that stuff, right? And so you can whip that out and guess what? Pull out 3 questions to start your client session. It's a tool. And so I productized the experience of coaching with me. Every question in that deck, I've actually used in a session over the last 12, possibly 13 years. Every single solitary one. Wish I could find my deck. Have no idea where my deck, literally disappeared. I don't know where it went, but it's fine. I'll find it one day. And so when it comes to products, some of you might say, well, dang, Stephanie, I don't want to make a product. Well, that's when we talk about things like white labeling. And I've talked about white labeling a little bit. And if enough of you are interested in December, I really want to talk about a white label Christmas. I really want to have a program called White Label Christmas so that those of you who are looking for products, have products, want to be a white, some of you could be a white label. I had a client earlier this year that could have been a white label because they're already creating the products. Unfortunately, I couldn't get her to lock in on things like, minimum order quantities and things like that so that we could actually leverage that. Some of y'all should be the white label, and then some of you need to become a white label. And I've already got my really good friend who is a project management. She's a PMP. No, that's not a letter missing off of pimp. She's a PMP. She does supply chain. She did her own white label. I already have her on stack. Yay! White label Christmas. Because I think that's one of the fastest ways for you to get it done, because then we're helping you through the creative. The products are already done. You get to put your name on them. All is well in the world. Does that make sense? So I'm just saying that excites me. But some of you can just productize your service. And what does that look like? Hey, whatever you're doing, stop it. Whatever you're doing. I see you. I got my eye on you, Dane. I love him. Some of you can productize your service. Yep. And we can talk through that, right? I'm also bringing back Founder Mind. So it's going to be a lot of things happening within the next few weeks. So get your money ready. Get your money ready. Because listen, I am on a quest to make millionaires. At least 6-figure heirs. But I'm on a quest to make millionaires because I think it's easier to do with a product than it is with a service. So that's just my thoughts. And some of you don't need to be millionaires. I mean, you just want a solid $250,000, $500,000. Okay, cool. Some of y'all, the product is going to be digital. Lynette Beeman right here, founder, owner, what do I call it? Head proprietor of the Vault in East Texas, does an amazing job of doing this, of finding ways to diversify her business offerings. Some of y'all, it's going to be digital. Right now, I'm in the process of building a custom GPT to take all of my relationship coaching and put it into a GPT that, again, kind of like the deck, you can get relationship coaching from me, and we're going to put it behind a paywall. And all it's going to do is download all of the information that I have and make that accessible. Yeah, you do. And so some of you, your next phase is going to be tech driven. It's going to be tech enhanced. It's going to be tech focused. And you just want to get ready for that. All right. I don't know. No, sir. No. Oh, excuse me, child. There's something hanging out of my child's mouth. Give me 1 second. What are you eating, son? What is that? Oh, baby. You're going to come sit with mama. Because you just left to your own devices. Y'all, some of y'all might be wondering, well, Stephanie, why don't you just put him up? Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like, well, Stephanie, I know some of y'all like, Stephanie, why didn't you just put him up? Because I like my child to run free. And I put him up this morning because I needed a nap because I had that corneal situation going on. Thank you, son. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you for the lickies. Wow, you're being really calm over here today. This is different. My son is a Leo. Just want y'all to know that. If you have any questions about his demeanor, you'll now know he's a Leo. Okay, great. So productization could be tech, could not be, like all the things, right? I'm so excited about it, y'all. It's taking a minute because I had to go grab all of the stuff that I had to put into the GPT. Girl, Dane keeps me cracking up over here, but he literally just ate one of his wipies. And so I'm like, oh, son, you're not getting out of my lap. I don't care what you do. That's cute. You're cute. All right, great. So that's one way, right? And then the next thing, of course, y'all know I'm going to say it, education. Money is hiding from you in education. And I'm not just talking about teaching a class here and there. I'm talking about certification programs. I'm talking about certificate programs. I'm talking about mentoring programs. I'm talking about, hey. I'm talking about leveraging other people. Summits and panels and whatnot. Think about how many qualified leads you can generate by hosting a free summit. I already know because I've already done it. I said qualified leads. I don't care, Dane. I'm bigger than you. You will hear him. If you hear the jingling, he's jingling, baby. And I'm like, nope, you won't. Go ahead, baby. Good talk. Hashtag Dog Mom Life. So that being said, education in a greater way, entrepreneurship, being able to develop programs that you can put on autopilot. Think about what people absolutely ask you all the time. What do people ask you about? So what happens if you make a program about that? What happens if you make a program? What happens if you have a $7 download or a $27 download? You don't have to answer that question anymore. I know, mommy sucks. You can lick me all you want, son. You will not get down because you just ate a freaking wipe. You did. That was you. Tell the people. Tell the people how you just ate the wipe and had it hanging from your mouth like I don't feed you high quality food. Y'all want to know what he had for breakfast this morning? He had some Fresh Pet. He had some Jinx Jr. He had fresh blueberries. Yesterday he had coconut oil. But you want to act like, right. You want to act like I don't feed you and go eat wipes. Yeah, that part. Now, are you gnawing on my finger, son? What are we doing? I love you too. All right. So we've got products, productization, education, and then my favorite, collaboration. Oh, mommy sucks. Oh, she sucks so bad. She won't let me down. Oh, yeah, okay. And today he ate something and he had eaten all the food out of his bowl and I heard him crunching on something. I still don't know what that was. Okay, great. I'm sure I'll see it later. Oh, mommy sucks. She won't let me down. I'm going to whine. I don't care. My mother's name is Dr. Patricia McKenzie. I was not allowed to whine as a child, so whining doesn't do anything but annoy me, and it's not going to make me push you down. Mwah. Back to what we're talking about. So we've got products and productization, education, and collaboration. Now, when I'm talking about collaboration, I'm not just talking about I'm not just talking about doing things with people. Okay. I'm not saying, oh, yeah, let's team up and do this. I'm saying let's team up and have a plan long term for how we work together as an organization. This may mean working with them for equity. This may mean, because when you do the collaboration, and this is the mistake I see a lot of people do, you do a collaboration and nothing's in writing. That part. But you do a collaboration and nothing's in writing. You don't even have a confidentiality agreement. You don't have a mutual non-disclosure agreement. You're doing this. You're doing this collaboration. Nothing is in writing. And then if somebody, doesn't hold up their end of the bargain, that's problematic. And so I want to challenge you. Think about this. This is your action step for collaboration. Pick out 3 people inside or even outside of your industry that you might want to do something with that has a definitive win in it. That win could be lead gen. It could be revenue gen. It could be so many things. Lead gen, revenue gen, top 2. Some of you may want to collaborate with a nonprofit. Why? Well, oftentimes when a nonprofit is fiscally sound and operationally and organizationally sound, they have connections to other people in the community. So imagine what would happen. Let's say that you offered, let's say, I'll use you, Lynette, since you're here. Let's say you offered skincare packages. What are you eating on now? Stop it. Skincare packages to breast cancer survivors. Because I would assume, I believe that there's something, chemo has an effect on everything inside, but also can have an effect on your skin as well. So let's say you have something that you want to do, a promotional thing, and you're going to make these breast cancer survivor skincare packs or whatever you want to call them. And then you're going to go and team up with a breast cancer, with an organization that focuses on breast cancer survivors. And it's going to be a real collaboration. It's not going to be, oh, well, I'm going to do this for free and then y'all are going to get to give it away. It's going to be, hey, we're going to sit down. We're going to do this together. Let's talk about what the promotion looks like. Let's talk about you getting this out to your board members. Let's talk about us sharing this with the media. Hey, we're going to do all of those things because that's what a real collaboration is. We can't collaborate if we're not clear about the terms of the collaboration. Share of profits in the house. Hey. Make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all follow all my peoples, because my peoples are the best peoples. I'm sorry, y'all. So when you're doing that, so that's just one way to do a collaboration so that it's a win for you. That's just one way to do it. And a collaboration doesn't mean that you both do the same thing. A collaboration, it means that we're going to do a win-win situation. And I've told y'all before, I'll never forget, somebody tried to collaborate with me and they wanted to offer me a win work agreement. What I don't like is when you collaborate with somebody and they're going to win immediately and your win comes after sometime down the road. Like collaborating with me to do events in your space, that's a win work agreement because I'm only winning if I do more than what you're doing. You're just sitting there opening up your space. I'm then having to create an event, create assets, promote said event, orchestrate said event, coordinate said event. And so you're winning because you're getting more top of mind awareness. You're getting more people exposed to your space, but I'm doing the work. That's a win work agreement. We're not looking for win work. We're looking for win-win. So nevertheless, Those are just three of many, 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 many ways that you can find the money that is hiding in your business. And I can't stress enough, the money that we're looking for really should have a sense of passive income to it. It shouldn't require you to have to talk to more people, except maybe that one conversation. It shouldn't require you to have to do any more heavy lifting. It really shouldn't. That's the goal. That's what I'm working on now. We've got 3 certificate programs over in the College of Empowerment: Foundations, Foundership, the Coaching for Leaders certificate, which is just needs to be migrated from our old, but there's a wait list if you want that one. And then the Brand Leader certificate is also available. But I'm not just doing those things for the sake of passive income. I'm doing those things so that I can serve. Here's the other piece. I want to be able to serve people at various levels. I speak about accessibility versus affordability because affordability is subjective. As somebody who has served a bevy of multimillionaires, what they can afford and what I can quote unquote afford are 2 different things. So I don't deal in affordability because affordability is a mind flip. I deal in accessibility because accessibility simply says, if I make this $27, there's far more people that have $27 than that have $2,700. That's accessibility. If I make something $97, I'm just like, far more people have $97 than $9,700. Far more people can pay $97 one time versus $4,000 to $5,000 a month retainer. Accessibility. That was me, baby. Accessibility versus affordability. But also in those things, as I talk about what I call the fourfold framework for the fourfold actions for founders, everything is pragmatic, strategic, energetic, and spiritual. Don't sleep on the energetic and spiritual. Don't sleep on how you feel about a thing. Don't sleep on your intuitive nature towards a thing. Some of you are getting downloads right now, right? Some of y'all are getting downloads right now, and you're just like, oh my God, what do I do with that? First of all, pause. Let the download complete. Okay. Some of y'all stop in mid-song. You're like, I got it. No, you ain't got it. You got part of it. Go back and get the rest. And then start asking questions. Inquire. What does this require? See, in all things, there's an opportunity to learn and to grow and expand. And a lot of times we're not doing that. We're not doing that because, at one point we considered ourselves to be high achieving and we know we got this. And I'm like, listen, it's okay if you don't got this. I know that's bad English, but it's a good point. I want to encourage you to sit still. So many beautiful things happen when you sit still that don't happen when you're running around like you're cuckoo. I want to encourage you to sit still. I want to encourage you to be quiet. I want to encourage you to not know. I want to encourage you to be led by your intuition. I want to encourage you to bring people onto your teams that also can assist you in being led and managed by your intuition. Anyway, I've been talking way too long. Y'all got any questions? Any questions while I look at this Slack message real quick? Let's see what it says. Huh? Do. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Y'all ain't got no questions. Make up a question. Just a quick recap. All right. 3 things, 3 places that your money could be hiding: products and productization, education, and collaboration. Again, that's 3 of many, 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 many. They're also hiding in Dane's wines because he really wants to get off of my lap. And I'm really much, much stronger than him. And I also think he just farted. Oh my God. Hey, son, you're real cute. Oh, you're going to act up in front of all your aunties. They don't care. They don't care because they know I love you. Oh, say hi to the people. Say hi. Hi, aunties. Hi, aunties. I'm acting crazy. I'm acting crazy because mommy won't put me down because I ate a wipe. I ate one of my wipes, y'all. I'm going to be pooing out freaking wipes. Hey, babe. Not the earring, boo. Ow. Toe beans. Hey. Look, Auntie Cheryl says, hey, Dang. Oh, you just can't be bothered. Oh, we're just too much for you. My son smells like pineapples and blueberries. I love it. Anywho, so if y'all don't have any questions, I don't know what my phone is doing. If y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to get out of here. I know I have another appointment at 1:30. As usual, it's always my pleasure to serve and support you. So if you need some assistance, put Stephanie in the comments. I'll make sure that you get into our ecosystem. For those of you who signed in via Luma, you got your freebie. That's awesome. I'm going to be coming back doing this pretty often. I like it. Teaching Tuesday is now How To Tuesday. My name is Stephanie D McKenzie, and I thank you so much for learning and hanging out and doing all those things with me. See you next week. Say bye, Dane. Bye.
Have you been on a weight loss journey and the scale just isn't giving you the results you hoped for? Well, meet Thinner, an FDA-registered, all-natural, homeopathic approach that addresses the root causes of how to lose weight and keep it off, especially if hormones are an issue. If you're tired of all of the guesswork and doing it alone, scan the QR code for more info, and let's get you started today.